Shalom, Israel. This is Heaven, and today we are going to be talking about news that is going on in the U.S. So right now in the U.S., millions of people who rely on SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps, are facing major delays and cuts because of the ongoing government shutdown. The USDA said it doesn't have enough funding to send out full benefits for November, and many states are warning that payments might come late or be smaller than usual. Some courts have ordered the government to release emergency funds, so a few states are still trying to pay people, but the money won't cover everyone. Food banks across the country are already seeing long lines and higher demand as families run low on groceries. Until the shutdown ends or more funding is approved, a lot of Americans will have to depend on local food programs and community help just to get by. So this, Israel, is very serious and critical situation. Now, how long it lasts, we don't know. They may, have it up or have everyone, getting their food stamps after November, or it might be going on because, what is the situation and why it has to be delayed and cut, And we know that it's the government shutdown, but the real reason behind these things, we don't actually know what they're planning or what they're doing. And then what if they decide to completely take this away and remove it? Food stamps for everyone. And this may not seem like a big ordeal for some people, as some people may, have their jobs and they get money that way. But every family, doesn't just rely on their income, because even as we know, across the U.S., more people are becoming homeless or struggling to keep their homes because living costs keep going up while wages stand low. Rent prices are still high and affordable housing is hard to find, even for people working full-time. And many families are one paycheck away from losing their homes, and shelters in big cities and small towns are filling up fast. Some people are living in cars, motels, or tents because they can't afford rent anymore. With SNAP benefits delayed, grocery prices are high, and jobs not paying enough to cover basic needs, a lot of people are being pushed to the edge, trying to survive day by day, choosing between food, rent, or medicine. So this is what we have to keep in mind. Regardless if you have a job, or regardless of, you're just struggling to get by, or whatever, financial support or help that you are getting, or even, the food stamps, whatever you have, you are in the same boat right now. And even if you have a good job right now, it is not guaranteed it is going to last, as we already know. Prices are raising up and it's going to keep raising up higher, and as we already know, or if you don't, AI just keeps throwing out their little warnings of, that they might take over. They might take over jobs. They might, things that you were getting your income from might just, be overcome in the future. And not saying this is going to happen, this is just my silly thoughts, but I'm just sharing, what comes to my mind. And Israel, something told me to warn that it's not that it's so easy to flee out, of the cities, if that is your wish, which it should always be your wish to do the will of God and to get away from these people. But sometimes we are not put in the position yet until God gives us the way. And sometimes we don't know the way. Sometimes it's not going to come right off the top of your head. So Israel, I wanted to give inspiration to say, don't lose your faith in God. The devil right now is going to try to make you lose your faith and your hope, but you got to keep hope alive. and you got to keep prayers alive. One thing that seems like would not work in your life really does. And I'm just speaking from experience. So like even with myself, in hard situations, I tend to want to lean towards myself to solve the issue. I tend to want to become self-sufficient or just rely on myself or others to help me out of a situation rather than calling on God. And I would just say Israel as, a help to you, even though it may not feel like a help. It may feel like something that you do every day, something that doesn't matter, something that's not being answered, but it is your prayers. Prayers work. And most importantly, your righteousness. If you are praying and you are sinning, your sin is not going to get your prayers answered. Your sin is going to draw God away from you. If you don't want your Lord drawn away from you, and if you need the help and protection of God, you better stay straight. The devil is on his job right now. So if you notice in your life, temptations coming into your life, certain desires or things that you want is starting to be presented to you, I would say, Israel, beware. Beware, because that's the devil. And right now, Israel, the feeling placed on me is something is about to happen worldwide. And I can't say what. I don't know if it's war. I don't know, what it is. But what I feel right now is something not good. It could be even a new law passed that may make life even 10 times more difficult. And if it's not that, it could be God may be about to bring destruction on this place. And where I feel it mostly at is the U.S. But I'm warning everybody. And what I feel, it could be even a natural disaster. It could be something that can put you into a very critical condition and situation. So what I'm saying, Israel, keep your head up. Be aware of what is going on and don't take it lightly. Even something as small as this topic of food stamps and more people becoming homeless inside of the U.S., it can be taken very lightly, but it's to be taken very seriously. Because sometimes the start of something that may seem small is the very thing that's going to be the start of something very huge. So even in other countries and places, they may not have taken heed of the prices going up. They may not have taken heed of people having low income or struggling. People becoming homeless because it's not them yet. But then as you see in certain countries, certain states, now people are struggling to get by, struggling to even get food. They have to go in big lines just to wait to just get a little portion, like just a little ration. Like rations this is given out, or they don't give anything at all. And then, soldiers or guards or, military is patrolling their towns or cities, and now they're under some sort of control, control that they wouldn't want to be under, control you wouldn't want to be under. It's a form of oppression. And I'm not saying that any of this is going to happen or take place. You can take this as what it is. It's just merely just me throwing, my thoughts out there. But I'm just saying, if any of this were true, beware. Don't forget what's going on, and is even more that's going on. And right now, I just want you to just pay attention to the signs. Pray. I would say first pray to God. Bring you and your family together, or whoever, believes. Bring each other together and pray to God. Even if it's just yourself, pray sincerely to God that for the help that you need every day, not just once, every day. As much as you can, pray for help, pray for forgiveness, as that should be the main thing you pray for. And most importantly, check yourself. Make sure that you are in line in everything that you do. Israel, time is almost up. I believe that it's almost time to get out of here, and however you believe that I mean by that, however that, that inspiration is relayed on your heart is however you take it. I'm not going to say what it is. It's just a feeling placed on me. Israel, peace, shalom. Much love.